All right, good evening. This is Scott Klein, and just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the book we've been reading for class, Negotiating Genuinely. Um, I really enjoyed this book because, and maybe for me personally, that negotiating has always seemed a very daunting task and something that's overwhelming. And I have the imagery that comes into my mind where you have, two executives in power suits in a nice office on the top of a skyscraper going back and forth and just a very competitive level of negotiating and fighting back and forth and really trying to outmaneuver and a winner and a loser. And that's kind of the imagery that I had in my mind going into this. And through reading the book and going through class and the exercises we've done, I've realized that that's not the case. And this is really one of this book really emphasizes that is that it's not purely that, and that anyone can negotiate because we negotiate a lot, and that by being ourselves is really going to help us, one, feel more comfortable and be better at it, right? So initially the book starts off where it talks about the different hats that we wear. That I'm a student, but I'm an employee, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a neighbor, I'm all these different aspects in life, and that I change hats according to the situation that I'm in, and that we need to take all of these different personalities and really condense them down into um, one integral hat. And that one integral hat is really going to be a reflection of who we are, that we can draw on these different resources and these different hats that we have, but instead of trading and changing every time a new situation comes into place, that we're just going to be able to draw on those experiences while still being ourselves in all these different environments and interactions with them, and then be able to go ahead and move forward with that unified front. Okay. And so that is really what stood out to me, because I'm very much a change hats kind of a person, and I can adapt to my environment. But what I need to do is to take all those hats and integrate them into one um, common hat, the one integral hat, like I mentioned. Later on in the book, it talks a little bit about the relationships that we have with others and these hat-to-hat relationships. So when we're communicating and talking with different people, and this is one thing that I kind of struggle with, and again need to improve on, is building those rapports and those relationships with the people that I'm negotiating with. Recently in class we did the international negotiation between the U.S. and Brazil. I actually work with a number of Brazilian partners at work, and they very much like to have that time to discuss and to talk. And I would much more rather just say, hey, what are we doing? This is it. Let's go and get right into it and get down to business. And but there's a number of ways that we can build those relationships and that rapport very quickly. Direct questions or telling stories, and by doing just a couple of these even things, or just chit chat about the weather or whatever the case may be, but just by taking a little bit of time through frequent contacts, we're going to be able to build those relationships, present a more unified person of who we are, because we're using our one integral hat to build those relationships, to have that better rapport and create that better environment where it can be more of a win-win situation. We can work together. So that was my second main takeaway from this. My third and final, more of like the tactics, and it talks about a few different things that we can do with it. But the one that I like the most, it says, one mistake many people make when they try to balance competition with cooperation is coming into a negotiation making concessions and suggesting solutions that would be good enough, rather than clearly articulating what would be an ambitious outcome. And I think that's a way a lot of negotiations are seen, as like it's this for that, or it's something that's going to be fixed. Whereas if we talk and we can discuss, we can find the best possible outcome for everyone and explore those different avenues that makes a true negotiation worthwhile and valuable in doing. And it makes it even better when we can negotiate genuinely being ourselves, as well as having that relationship, that connection to enable that conversation with the other person. So those are some of my main key takeaways from the book. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you soon. Thanks.